All right, Coach, you've had some time to take a look at the Cal tape. What did you see? Any new thoughts?
Just really proud of our defense. The ability to hold a very powerful Cal offense to under 400 yards and 21 points, and to get three critical turnovers in the game, second week in a row with a pick six. I thought they played incredible.
Yeah, take us through your sort of blueprint for success. You talked about it after the game, but this
Mm-hmm.
idea of stopping the run, being
Mm-hmm.
able to run the football and win the turnover margin has obviously worked very well 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, we know that if we're going to make a championship run here, that we have to win in the trenches, and it starts with the offensive line and defensive line, and the ability to run the ball. I thought was critical in that game to limit the possessions that Cal have. They had wound up having games over 90 plays a game, so to limit their opportunities, I thought was critical. You saw some critical fourth down makes, especially the 4th and 2. Down on the goal line, and then at the end of the game, just to be able to hand the ball off 6 times in a row for 2 first downs in that game. That's championship football. So hopefully we can continue that.
How has this defense been so revitalized in the last 2 games?
I think the defensive staff is doing a terrific job, and the kids have really bought into the physicality that we're trying to preach in practice and carrying it over to the games. I think both offensive line and defensive line right now are carrying the way.
Turnovers are something that obviously been preached all season.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the key now to being able to execute it?
Mm. +7 over the last 2 weeks. That's critical for us. And then Cody protecting the ball. He's had 0 turnovers, 0 interceptions in the last 2 weeks. We haven't put the ball on the ground, knock on wood, and just doing a really good job of protecting the ball offensively and causing turnovers defensively. It's won us 2 games in a row.
Yeah, you mentioned Cody. Somehow he's fallen a little bit under the radar in the last couple of weeks. What's he doing out there that you really appreciate?
Oh, just the efficiency. You look at his completion percentage over the last 2 games. He's at 78% over the last 2 games, and securing the ball, and just his poise and leadership to have some young kids around him that haven't played a lot of ball. His confidence every time he walks out there, I think, just rubs off on the other kids, and his positive energy that he creates. So he is definitely being a great senior captain for us right now.
Health-wise, how'd you come out of that game? Obviously, you had an announcement about Juju Smith-Schuster. Any updates on that?
Yeah, we're going to have a surgery later this afternoon that will speed up his recovery process. Obviously, everybody heals different. It's been as soon as 3 days, or it could take it longer. When he's healthy and he feels like he can go back out there, he will.
Another different test this week is Rich Rodriguez brings his Arizona team in. Where does his offense rank on the sort of spectrum of all these different spreads and all the different things that are thrown at you week in and week out?
Well, different than we saw last week. Last week you had a spread passing team, and this week is one of the better run games in the country. Coach Rodriguez prides himself on being able to run the ball and does it extremely effectively. He's led our conference. Just a very well-coached offense. He's always done a terrific job. We have a lot of respect not only for him but his team.
It always have some wrinkles defensively, too. What do you see from the Wildcats defense?
They're aggressive. That 3-3-5, you don't really see it anymore, and it's kind of like the triple option game. You see it about maybe once, maybe twice a year. So we've got to prepare for that. It'll take a lot of work this week to give it a great service squad to give us a good look and prepare for it.
And finally, Arizona may be struggling lately, but this series' recent history, every single game has been close. What's your message to your team this week?
We're in the playoffs right now. Every game for us is a championship game. We can't let up 1 ounce. We have to bring the same energy and same preparation to every week.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.